I apologize that I'm not there, but I am making a little video to help you out. So let's start with a little warm-up. Pause the video and write these down and do them. That's the whole point of videos, is you can pause them and I can go as fast as I need to. See if you can solve these problems. Number 1, if I circle the 2, the equal to part becomes the exponent, and then it equals x. 2 to the 4th is one of the ones you need to have memorized for your last test and your next test. X is going to equal 16. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Number 2, 3 to what power would give me 1 over 9. The only way to get a fraction is if your exponent is negative, and 3 squared is 9, so negative 2. Number 3, did I say 3 a second ago? X to the 3rd equals 125. What cubed equals 125? 5. Number 4, 7 to the 2nd equals x. What is 7 squared? 49. Okay, I want to go over some notes, so turn to page 3 in your note packet. Okay, solving exponentials using logs. So why are we learning about logs? Logs can help solve equations with variables in the exponent. So up until now, if you had a problem like 5x, 5 to the x equals 8, you had to guess and check. So if we had 5 times x equals 8, we could divide by 5. Divide. If we had 5 plus x equals 8, we could subtract 5, right? But until now, we don't know how to undo x being in the exponent. So what we do is we have this property about logarithms. If you have log base b of a to the c power, that is the same thing as taking that power and putting it in front, c times log b of a. And I'm going to show you why that's helpful in a second. So that means, to get started on solving these problems, when you see x is in the air, you get the base alone first. So our base is 5 to the x. The 5 is the base, so you get that alone first. This problem, it's already alone. You take the log of both sides. You squeeze the word log in front of both sides of your equation. Whatever you do to the left, you have to do to the right. Then using my property over there on the side, you can put this x in front of log 5. And if we were doing the bookwork, you would use a calculator to see why this is true. This works every time. You can put the exponent in front of the log. Now it's just x times log 5. So now to get x alone, I can divide by log 5. So x is going to equal log 8 over log 5. This is what your answers are going to look like. This is what you'll never do. I'm just going to do this in laser pointer. If you had log 8 over log 4, that is not the same as log 2. You cannot divide these numbers. The log has to touch each number separately, and they do not reduce. So that's our answer to number 1. They're slowly going to get harder. Number 2, x is in the air. The base is all alone. You can never change the base. I put log in front of the left, and I put log in front of the right. The rule says the whole exponent can be moved in front of log. When you have a lot going on in your exponent, you use parentheses and put it in front of the log. This is x plus 1 times, so I can divide by log 3, get that part with the x alone first. X plus 1 equals log 7 over log 3. Remember, you can pause this if I'm going too fast. So then to get x alone, you'd subtract 1. The way that looks is log 7 divided by log 3. That's not going to change, and then just minus 1 at the end. And then the idea is, if I let you use a calculator, the log button on your calculator is base 10. That's what we're using when we just put a single log in front of things. And you could type this in and get a decimal. Eventually, we might do that, but at this point, we're going to leave our answers in exact form like this. Okay, number 3. I see an exponent in the air, but my base has some other stuff happening, so you have to get that 6 alone. So in this case, it's 2 times 6, so divide by 2. Get the base alone first. Once the base is alone, put log in front of both sides. Once you have a log, the rule is the law of logs. You can put the exponent in front of the log. Now I can divide by log 6. If I let you use a calculator, log 4 divided by log 6 is just some crazy decimal. It never reduces, and you have to write the word log on top and bottom. And then to finish getting x alone, I'm just going to add 3. I'm out of space, so I'm just going to put it right there. This is what x would equal. Pause the video and try number 4. So x is in the air. The base is almost alone except for this -4 at the end, so I need to move that first, get the base totally alone, add the 4, do whatever math is necessary to get the base alone. Add the log in front of it. I need to see all this work on test day. Exponent using parentheses gets moved in front of the log. Divide by the one that's touching the x, because we're trying to solve for x. Oops. And then do whatever math is necessary. Since you can't actually subtract them, it'll be log 7 over log 9 minus 5 at the end. Okay, number 5. Looks like this is our last one. Sorry about that. Okay, x is in the air, but there's a lot of stuff happening to this 2. Again, you cannot multiply the 5 and the 2 together. Never change this pink base. Never change the 2. So instead, we have to move everything away. So first, add the 4. Then divide by 5. Now put the log in front of both sides because I have x in the air. Laws of logs says that exponent can go in front using parentheses when there's a lot happening. Divide that log 2 to the other side. If you used a calculator, log 3 divided by log 2 is just some crazy decimal. I don't need those parentheses anymore. Last step, add the 1. Log 3 over log 2 plus 1 would be our answer. Okay, let's do one a little bit harder just to make sure we're totally ready for our worksheet. So number 6, -2 times 4 to the 2x plus 1 plus 5 equals -5. Okay, pause the video and try it on your own. X is in the air. There's a lot happening with the x. There's also a lot happening around the 4. Remember, you can never change the 4. So let's start moving things to the other side. So minus the 5. Divide by the -2. A negative over a negative becomes positive. Squeeze the log in front of both sides. Move the exponent in front. This is what I expect to see on your worksheet today. Today you have a worksheet, and when you upload it, I'm going to be looking for all of this, exactly what I'm writing right here on this problem. Once the exponent's in front, you can divide by the log. Pause the video if you need to. Then I can minus the 1 to start getting x alone. Now I also have to divide by 2. I have to fully solve for x. And since it's 2x, I have to divide by 2. Because we already have fractions going on here, sometimes it's easier to multiply by 1/2. And I am perfectly fine, 1/2 times 2 goes away, if you leave your answer in this form with the 1/2 in front of it. That's also the same. You can decide what you want to do as log 5 divided by 2 log 4 minus 1/2. So you could distribute it, but it goes on the bottom. What I need you to know is that it goes on the bottom. Okay, there was supposed to be bookwork today, but I am, because of the substitute, making a decision to skip the bookwork today. What you need to do is you need to do problems 27 through 38. 27 through 38 on the worksheet. Hopefully the sub gave you the worksheet. If not, it's posted online. If not, it's right here. These are the ones you are doing today. Pause the video and just leave it here and do it on paper if you need to. I know you can figure it out. Remember, I want to see as much work as I was showing here, so make sure you show all your work if you think you're going to get any credit. No decimals, no calculators, everything exactly like I just taught you. Hope you guys are doing good. Thanks.